Hey there, Rangers supporters. The atmosphere around Ibrox has been electric, and after last night's clash with Braga, it feels like the emotions are running higher than ever. The match itself was one that could have gone one way or another, yet it turned into a real talking point for fans and pundits alike. Rangers started off strong, taking the lead in the first half, with James Terr calmly dispatching a penalty to put the home side ahead. Everything looked like it was falling into place. The stadium buzzing with hope, the team in control, and the supporters daring to dream of another 3 points in the league. But football rarely gives you a straightforward night, and as the second half unfolded, the fixture became far more complicated than anyone expected. A defensive misstep by Nasser allowed Braga to seize an opportunity, and suddenly the score was level, leaving a lot of fans shaking their heads and questioning how a game that seemed so manageable could slip through their fingers. The draw itself wasn't catastrophic, as it lifted Rangers from the bottom of the table after 5 matches, but the gap to the playoff positions remains significant, and that has set off concern about what this side is truly capable of achieving this season. Ali McCoy, sharing his thoughts during commentary, did not hold back on his worries about the current squad. He reflected on what might have been and on the standards the club has set for itself over the years. Despite taking the lead and facing a Braga side reduced to 10 men for a good portion of the second half, Rangers could not secure the victory that supporters have come to expect. McCoy spoke candidly about the limitations he perceives, pointing out that while individuals may shine in certain moments, the team as a whole struggles to elevate itself beyond basic expectations. Mistakes, particularly at the back, were glaring and ultimately cost them the full points. This has raised questions about whether this group of players has the consistency, mental toughness, and collective quality to push Rangers towards Europe's top competitions, let alone a Champions League qualification push. He admitted with a genuine sense of frustration that while he hopes he is wrong, it is difficult to see a path forward where this team significantly improves without major adjustments. Then there was the moment that sparked debate far beyond Scotland's borders. The clash between Nicolas Rashin and Rodrigo Zalazar. What seemed like a heated, brief encounter became a major talking point after the referee's intervention. Initially judged as a minor altercation with a yellow card, the decision was reversed following a video review, sending Zalazar off and leaving Braga a man down. The incident immediately drew scrutiny, particularly from Portuguese media, who dissected Rashin's reaction in vivid detail, questioning whether it was exaggerated or simply a natural response in the heat of the moment. The sequence added layers of drama to a match already tense and fraught with what-ifs, with discussions continuing long after the final whistle. Rangers' defensive composure and tactical discipline were put to the test as they held firm, demonstrating their ability to manage pressure even when numerical advantage seemed in their favor. Yet, the lingering conversation about the red card and whether Rashin sold the challenge ensured that opinions would remain divided. While the players were managing the immediate challenges on the pitch, the wider club news also captured attention. Kevin Musker, reflecting on his near move back to Ibrox, revealed the circumstances that prevented him from taking over the managerial role. The discussions had been positive and professional, with both sides showing respect, yet timing and commitments elsewhere ultimately meant the deal could not materialize. Musker's honesty about the situation provides insight into how managerial decisions are often influenced by factors beyond the public eye, from ongoing campaigns with other clubs to the practicalities of transfers and pre-season planning. Despite missing out on Rangers, he successfully guided his current side to a title, demonstrating his ability to focus and succeed despite near misses and shifting opportunities. His remarks underline a truth familiar to football supporters everywhere. Sometimes what appears to be disappointment is merely a part of a longer journey, and professional football is rarely as simple as it looks from the stands. The match against Braga, coupled with McCoy's commentary and Muska's reflections, paints a vivid picture of the current state of Rangers. There is determination and talent, no doubt, but also inconsistency and moments that test the patience of fans. The team's defensive frailties, combined with the mental pressure of responding to unexpected setbacks, highlight areas that require attention if Rangers are to reclaim the levels of performance expected at Ibrox. Yet there is also a sense of resilience. Even when trailing or facing adversity, the players showed tactical awareness and cohesion, particularly in maintaining structure and responding to transitional threats. The balance between hope and concern continues to shape conversations among supporters, analysts, and former players alike, reflecting both the passion for the club and the high expectations that come with wearing the blue jersey. As the season progresses, every fixture will carry weight, and matches like this against Braga serve as reminders of football's unpredictability. One moment, a penalty, a clash, or a defensive lapse can shift the narrative entirely. Rangers supporters are left to digest a performance that offered glimpses of control and quality, yet also exposed vulnerabilities that cannot be ignored. The conversation around Rashin, the tactical choices of the manager, and the broader questions about squad capability form a complex backdrop to what otherwise could have been a straightforward victory. This is football at Ibrox, a blend of intensity, expectation, and the ever-present possibility of surprise. Fans discussing the match across forums and social media have focused on different angles. The resilience shown to hold Braga at bay despite their numerical advantage, the defensive errors that must be corrected, and the performance of individual players in moments of pressure. Meanwhile, analysts like McCoy provide a lens of historical perspective, comparing this side with previous Rangers teams that might have handled similar situations more efficiently. His candid assessment, while harsh, resonates with supporters aware that the club's ambitions require a combination of skill, mental toughness, and consistency that is not always easy to maintain. The juxtaposition of hope and concern, of potential and limitation, is what makes following Rangers both exhilarating and sometimes frustrating, reflecting the highs and lows that have come to define the club's journey. Turning our attention back to the fallout from the Braga encounter, the discussion surrounding Nicolas Rashin has continued to dominate headlines and fan debates alike. His reaction to the collision with Rodrigo Salazar, which led to the red card, has been described in colorful and often unflattering terms, particularly by media outlets across Portugal. Supporters in Scotland have been divided, some arguing that Rashin displayed a necessary awareness to protect himself and his team's advantage, while others claim it was an overreaction that ultimately invited criticism. The incident exemplifies the fine margins in football, where split-second decisions can become defining moments, not just for a match, but for the narratives that follow. The scrutiny has extended beyond the simple question of whether the referee's decision was correct, evolving into a broader conversation about temperament, professionalism, and the pressures faced by players at clubs with the expectations of Rangers. Rangers' tactical approach during the match also warrants attention. The team demonstrated both the potential and the limitations of their current setup. When Braga went down to 10 men, Rangers had the numerical advantage and plenty of space to exploit, yet the challenge lay in maintaining concentration and composure. The midfield, led by players like Rashin, had moments of control, distributing the ball effectively and attempting to stretch the opposition, yet defensive lapses allowed Braga to maintain belief, keeping the score level for longer than anticipated. It highlighted a recurring theme for Rangers this season: the difficulty of converting opportunities and controlling the tempo of the game when the opposition adjusts quickly. Fans who watched closely could see glimpses of skill, awareness, and anticipation, but equally, moments where hesitation or poor communication threatened to undo their efforts. The balance between attacking intent and defensive solidity remains a tightrope that Danny Rowe and his coaching team must navigate carefully as the campaign progresses. Meanwhile, off the pitch, the conversation around managerial decisions has added another layer to the story. Kevin Muscar's reflections on his near move to Rangers provide fascinating insight into the behind-the-scenes complexities of football management. His decision to remain with Shanghai Port, guiding them to a title before even discussing the Rangers' opportunity in depth, shows the careful calculations that managers must make regarding timing, personal commitments, and career ambitions. Muscar's honesty about the professionalism and respect involved in the discussions reflects a level of transparency that is often missing from media speculation. Fans are reminded that decisions made in football are rarely straightforward, influenced as much by context and circumstance as by talent or desire. For Rangers, the arrival of Danny Rowe as manager has been a key development, with supporters now watching closely to see how his strategies, player selections, and tactical adjustments will shape the team's season. The uncertainty that surrounded the managerial appointment has faded, but it has left in its wake a heightened sense of expectation, with fans eager to see progress on the pitch. The interplay between player performance and managerial strategy is particularly evident when reviewing last night's match. Rangers' ability to adapt during periods of pressure, especially after Braga's equaliser and subsequent reduction to 10 men, shows a level of organisation and mental resilience. Yet the team also displayed vulnerabilities, from defensive miscommunication to missed opportunities in attack. This duality characterizes much of the current Rangers side: flashes of brilliance counterbalanced by lapses that prevent them from consistently achieving top results. It is a theme that McCoy touched upon, noting that the team can do certain things very well but struggles to elevate collectively. Supporters watching the match felt both pride and frustration, recognizing that the squad possesses talent and character, yet remains a work in progress when it comes to consistency, decision-making under pressure, and finishing key moments. Another point of interest from the game was the performance of James Terr, whose confident penalty set the tone for Rangers in the first half. Moments like these serve as reminders of the importance of composure and experience in high-stakes matches. Terr's contribution, while only a single goal in the wider context, symbolizes the kind of leadership that can inspire teammates and influence the flow of a game. It also raises questions about who can step up when challenges arise, particularly during tense sequences where defensive solidity and attacking precision are equally crucial. Fans and analysts alike continue to debate which players have the mental fortitude and skill to become pivotal figures for Rangers this season, and which areas require reinforcement either through tactical training or future recruitment. As the season moves forward, every game will carry weight, with each point earned or dropped potentially shaping the trajectory of the club's campaign. Rangers' draw with Braga was a microcosm of what supporters can expect. A blend of triumphs, disappointments, tactical battles, and moments of individual brilliance. The club's journey is marked by highs and lows, and the passionate following that surrounds it amplifies every moment, turning performances into narratives and fixtures into discussion points that extend far beyond 90 minutes. Supporters, while critical at times, remain steadfast in their loyalty, offering both scrutiny and encouragement in equal measure. Looking ahead, Rangers face a season that demands adaptation, focus, and a commitment to consistency. The events of last night underline that expectations are high and the margin for error is slim, whether it is the management of players, tactical decisions, or individual moments of brilliance or lapse. Every aspect of performance will be under observation. The resilience shown by the squad so far is encouraging, yet there is clearly room for growth if Rangers are to compete for the highest honours in Scottish football and make a mark in European competitions. Supporters know that the journey is rarely linear, filled with both promise and challenge, and each match adds another chapter to the story of a club with a rich history and a passionate fan base that demands excellence. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. A curious murmur has been drifting around Govan this week, the sort of low-key chatter that starts in a pub snug and somehow finds its way into every corner of the city. Word is that the Rangers' new American owner, still barely settled into the marble halls of Ibrox, is plotting a bold, almost swaggering move to stamp his authority on the Scottish game. The talk suggests a double swoop. Mujaid Shankland, the robust defender long admired for his raw strength and composure, paired with none other than Mujaid Shankland, the striker whose name alone can set pulses racing from Leith to Loch Lomond. Folk close to the club insist it's nothing more than exploratory soundings, the kind any ambitious regime would take. Still, the rumors refuse to die down. Some say the owner has been charmed by the idea of building a spine powerful enough to drag the club toward a new era. Others claim he sees this as his statement of intent, something grand enough to let the rest of Scotland know the landscape might be shifting again. Mujaid, with his mix of youth and authority, would bring the kind of defensive presence Rangers have been missing, at least according to those whispering about the deal. Shankland, meanwhile, is being framed as the crown jewel of the plan. A prolific Scottish goal scorer wearing the famous blue, a notion that has made more than a few supporters allow themselves a cautious grin. Inside Ibrox, nobody is confirming a thing, which only fuels the fire. The speculation has taken on a life of its own, rolling through supporters' groups, radio phone-ins, and late-night discussions in taxis rattling down Paisley Road West. Whether these moves are truly imminent or merely wishful thinking from a fan base eager for dominance, the buzz is undeniable. For now, the city waits, half skeptical, half hopeful, wondering if the new American power broker really is about to pull off the kind of double signing that would send a shudder through the whole of Scottish football. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.